Hi and welcome. Paul wrote to the Corinthians in 2 Corinthians 4:18, so we fix our eyes not on what is seen, but on what is unseen, since what is seen is temporary, but what is unseen is eternal. What do we see when we look at the world? When we look at our fellow man? Do we focus on the outward and the seen? When Paul went to Athens, an intellectual center and the university of the world, whose great monuments and beautiful buildings can drown you in the wonder of the culture, art, and of the architecture. A city where marble and gold glittered from one end of the city to the next. But what impressed Paul was not the buildings and not the architecture, but the lostness of man. Paul could see past the superficial. He looked beyond the cultural facade and saw the reality of men's hearts. He said, "I have one comment about this city. It is full of idols." There is not a line in Paul's writing about architecture. Brethren, how do we see our city? How do we see people? Do we see them in the eyes of God? Man looks on the outward appearance, but God looks on the heart. We should not be contented to see the glitter and the facade of a cultured, classy, well-dressed, well-bred society, but we should ask God to open our eyes to what's at stake, to see deep down the lostness of men that are doomed and damned to a Christless, godless eternity. We should ask God to give us a corrected vision that allows us to look through the lens of eternity. May God help us not to fix our eyes on popular culture, not on fleeting accomplishments and wealth, but upon what is eternal, so that we can have a burden to win them to Christ. Please follow me on Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram, and let's stay connected.